joined by Robin Wilson. Robin, and the last couple of weeks we've been talking about that beautiful young girl, Paul Band First Nation, who was abused pretty badly.
It's just a horrifying situation in any way you look at it. I mean, to have such a small, innocent child brutalized in such a way, it's just, you and I, both parents of young girls, it's just something that you can never, grasp and wrap your head around. It's just a horrifying situation. But there are groups and people out there to help people get through things like this.
That's right, and they're called Little Warriors. They are doing a great job in our community. Right now, we're joined by the founders of Little Warriors, Monique Bulmer and Gloria Meldrum. Good morning, ladies.
Hi, guys.
Good morning.
Hi, Gloria. Hi, Monique.
Hello.
Let's start off with what's happening we obviously don't have a name, and there's a reason for that, but this 6-year-old little girl, what is the fundraising and what's going on to help the family of this little girl to move past what has happened with this situation?
You bet. So we're doing kind of a mission of love for the family and for the little girl. So we're asking people to donate gift certificates, so Safeway, Walmart, gas cards, to help the family as their little girl is recovering, because as we know, hospital visits can be expensive, and the family does have a number of other kids, so we just want to help the family be able to focus on the little girl and provide the kind of the basic things that they need.
And another thing, I know when my mom was in the hospital, parking is a huge deal because it's so expensive when they're at the hospitals too. So maybe I do believe that the Stollery, so if somebody wanted to anonymously put towards some money towards parking, that would be another good idea, I think.
Yeah, you know what? Monique and I were there a couple of days ago, and I think it was for 3 minutes, it was 25 cents. So you can imagine if you're there all day, all night.
Oh.
Yeah, it gets expensive, and that's why, too, River Cree has stepped up and will accept kind of the gift cards and stuff, and they're kind of locking it up on site for us. So we're really thrilled that we've got a drop-off point now.
Oh, perfect.
For the gift cards, because it's been, it's been like overwhelming. Monique can tell you a quick little story just about a couple from Ontario and also from Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Yes, we'd love to hear that.
On Christmas Day, the doorbell rang at my house, and there was flowers. Thinking they were for me, I was like, yes. But upon reading the card, it was for the Christmas angel from a couple from Cornwall, Ontario, that had heard about this tragic event that happened. And that was very touching, someone from across the country sending flowers to this little girl and their prayers for her. Also got a call the next day from a lady from Michigan that also wanted to help somehow, and her prayer group as well that were praying for her.
That is such wonderful news. And it's nice, like you said, to have a drop-off point like the River Cree, because so many people want to help out, but they don't know the first thing of where they need to go or what they need to do. So to throw out that drop-off point and know that Little Warriors is involved is a good way for people to reach out. One thing I wanted to mention, because I know Jeremy and I, both parents of young girls, there's so many people that are having trouble grasping what happened. And this little girl is going to need a lot of support moving down the line now that she's making her recovery. What do you have to say to people in the community that know this little girl, or people that don't? Like you said, Cornwall, Ontario, Detroit, Michigan, that kind of stuff. What do you have to say to those people that are just so angry and confused right now about what happened? How do they get through that?
It's actually, honestly, we've done a lot of interviews. That's my favorite question. We've been, keeping up on everything going on social media, and there's obviously a lot of anger out there. And trust me, I'm a survivor too. I was molested by my grandfather from 8 to 10. I get it. I've got, 4 kids, one in 6.
Mm-hmm.
But what I say to people is, get educated. You know what? Even we have a program that we teach people on how to protect their kids from being sexually abused. Get educated. The other thing is right now, there's nothing we can do with the offender. He's in custody. He is going to be going through our judicial system. There's nothing we can do. What I focus my efforts on, and same with Monique and people that we know, is how do we support the family? Because getting angry doesn't really help them. I get that everybody's angry, but right now, pardon me, that doesn't do us, it doesn't help, right?
No.
And so that's why Monique and I are really focusing on the love side, is how do we surround the family, the community, the little girl with just blankets of love, because they're the ones that we can help right now, right? Like that's the big thing. And hopefully, I mean, you know, I can tell you, I hope that our judicial system, you know, puts out the maximum sentence, you know, 25 years, you know, no parole, that what we can get in Canada. But, you know, right now we've all got to focus on putting our arms around this little girl and her family. And some people are like, well, I don't have any money, Gloria. And I'm like, you know what? Make a card. Draw the little girl a picture. We're in contact with the family pretty much every day, you know, to what do they need. We've got a meeting this afternoon with them, with what their kind of spokesperson again. And, like, everybody can do something. $5 Tim Hortons card, a little picture. You know, like we can all do something to love this family, because this should never happen ever to a child. 6 years old. You know, the least that we can do is show them, you know, how much they're loved. And you know what? The other thing people can do is call their MLAs and call their MPs and say, you know what? I want tougher sentences for offenders that do this, right? Like that's another thing, is if people, instead of getting angry, direct your anger towards talking to your MLA, talking to your MP, and telling them that, you know, because the average sentence, to give you an idea, for molesting or rape of a child in our country is about 2 to 3 years sentence, and they actually serve only about 6 months. And so the thing is that we as Canadians need not to be complacent about these issues, and we need to raise our voices, not just in this case, but all the other cases. I mean, my grandfather got 2 years community service. I could tell you, you know, a long list. I mean, we know that 1 in 3 girls are sexually abused, 1 in 5 boys, and 95% of the time they know they're offenders, right? We got to get serious and demand, you know, tougher sentences, right? That's our duty in a democracy and in this country, is to demand, you know, tougher sentences. So that's where I put my anger, is tougher sentences. And then for the family, it's got to be all about love. Right?
I agree. And, you know, once again, we're speaking with Gloria Meldrum and Monique Ballmer with Little Warriors. Like you said, as a news director, I hear about these stories, and I know these sentences are very, very low, but like many people would be shocked to hear what you just said. Also, like you said, put that anger towards getting in touch with your politicians, telling them that we need these tougher sentences. But now it's about healing and prevention and love. And like you said, what does Little Warriors offer for people? What would be your first step that they would look into getting in touch with the organization and finding out ways to heal and to prevent things like this?
So 2 things. So we offer a 3-hour prevention program that is outcome-based, all based on research, was developed by the University of Alberta. We offer it all across the country. So that's number 1, is get educated. I mean, learn to recognize the signs and the symptoms, and you know, just get educated. The second thing is that, you know, if you have a child that's been sexually abused, believe them and get them help. And as of last September, we have the first long-term treatment center for kids that have been sexually abused in the world. So the great thing is about, you know, for Canadians, is we've actually got a facility to help these kids, and it's a long-term program. It's 1 year. The kids and families get over 200 hours of counseling. There's nothing like it. And, you know, so number 1, get educated, learn how to prevent it best you can. And number 2, always believe your kids. Honestly, it's less than 1% they don't tell the truth. You know, it's 99.99 that kids aren't lying. Believe them. And you know what? Give us a call if they're looking for help. I mean, you know, we've heard families, they, you know, don't reach out. They want to bury it. They want to forget it. Don't do that to your kids. Please don't do that to your kids. They need the help, and they need to be believed.
All right, Monique Bulmer, Gloria Meldrum from Little Warriors. Thanks for the work you ladies do in our community, and give our love to the family and the young girl.
We sure will. Thank you.
All right.